Anybody want some pictures? We'll move it back. Back here in front of the thing, and then we'll get some pictures.
Hi, everybody.
You know what?
I actually had it on.
Us.
Raise your right hand.
Adjourned. Yeah, adjourned, and then I call. Call it. You don't have to do
You're good? Yeah. You sure? Yeah, thanks so All right. Ready? This was you guys
Yeah, I saw 17 days. Yes, so
You're good?
thank you so much. It might not be as exciting. It might not be as exciting. I'll send all this
Wait.
You can bring the bag in
That was my place. Yeah, that's my place.
That's right.
Ryan, trying to choose
This looks like it's either rose or.
Or is that is that the Spanish one with like the ash in the middle? Also, that's
Plus, I got to sign all these. Let's go.
Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you too. Okay, that was exciting. That was exciting. Very, very nice. And again, a big thank you to Judge Kubistik for taking time out of his day to come up here and administer the oath of office to our elected board members here. And thank you to our community, friends, and families who came out to support as well. So, thank you all. I think that's everything.
We'll continue with the roll call. Ms. Davis, would you like to cut the roll call?
Director Apple. Here. Director Roba. Here. Director Evans. Here. Director Honchar.
Here.
Director O'Brien. Here. Director Puskar. Here. Director Schreiber.
Here.
Director Smith.
Here.
Director Zalewski.
She's not able to be here tonight, she's working.
8 members.
Now we'll take a moment to allow public comment on the reorganization agenda. Dr. Kelly, do we have anyone signed up?
Not for reorganization.
We will now begin the process of electing and appointing members of the board to specific positions. All elections this evening will be conducted in accordance with board policy and the Pennsylvania School Code. At this time, I would like to open the floor for nominations for a temporary chairperson.
I'll nominate Joe Apple.
I'll second that. I'll third it.
It's not a motion.
Director Apple has been nominated as the temporary chairperson. Hearing no further nominations, the nominations are now closed. I now call for a vote for Director Apple to serve as our temporary chairperson.
We've discussed that.
Okay.
We can do it either way, it's fine.
Good?
That was.
Do it either way, it's fine.
All right, I stand corrected, I apologize. I'll try.
You're correct.
All in favor?
Well,
Aye.
you gotta have a motion to appoint. And a second.
That's what I did.
You did that?
I'd like to move that we have Joe Apple be our temporary board president.
Now you have a second for that.
Second.
Thank you.
It's Buskar? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. It is time, I will turn. Congratulations. 3 taps, I remember that.
I will now open the floor for nominations for President of the Carleton School District Board of Directors.
I nominate James Shriver as president.
Are there any additional nominations? Hearing none, nominations are closed. Since there is only one nominee, may I have a motion for Director Jim Shriver to serve as President of the Carleton School District Board of Directors?
So moved. Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Congratulations, Director Shriver. At this time, I yield the seat to the gavel to the newly elected president. He will now take the presidency next to Mark.
Thank you, Director Apple. And thank you to my colleagues for your active support. I appreciate the opportunity to be with you, and I am grateful for how you behave and how you interact with each other, and I appreciate that part. Thank you. We now move on to elections for Vice President of the Board. So I'll entertain a motion for nominations. I'll entertain nominations for Vice President, please.
I'll nominate Joe Apple.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for Vice President? If not, I'll close nominations and entertain a motion to approve Director Apple as the Vice President. Thank you, George. Will you second?
Second.
Susie, second. Thank you very much. Any questions or discussion? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Congratulations, Director Apple.
Thanks.
Moving on to the other positions, we have representatives for various organizations, starting out with legislative and PSBA. Is there somebody that is willing to make a nomination for a legislative PSBA?
I'd like to nominate Director Susie Pushkar.
Thank you very much. Are there any other nominations? If not, we'll close nominations, and I'll entertain a motion to appoint Susie Dr. Puskar as our legislative PSBA rep.
So moved.
So moved. Thank you very much. What a second.
Second.
Second. Thank you. Any questions or comments? Now we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. And Dr. Puskar, thank you very much and congratulations. I do believe Next would be Pathfinder. So, do we have someone who is willing to nominate someone to be the Pathfinder rep?
I nominate George.
Excellent. Are there any other nominations for Pathfinder rep? If not, I'll close nominations, and I'll entertain a motion to approve Director Hanchar as the Pathfinder rep. So moved, thank you, one second. Well,
Second, but I also have a question. We
Yes.
need an alternate.
Yeah.
that is a great point.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you. So
Can
can we
I-
amend the motion on the table, or do we approve that back to a second? Okay, so Director Hanchar is our, or is pending going to be our Pathfinder rep. Do we have someone who can be an alternative? to Director Hanchar?
I nominate Susie Bushko. as the alternate.
No, I'd like to nominate,
Excellent, you willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So now maybe I can entertain a motion to approve Director Hanchar as the primary Pathfinder rep and Director Bova.
Did you withdraw?
Yes.
Nomination? Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to get that for the record.
Oh, Susie's nomination.
Yeah, did you withdraw that?
Sure. I withdraw.
Thanks for
Thank you.
So I'll entertain a motion to approve Director Hanchar as the primary Pathfinder rep and Director Bova as the alternate Pathfinder rep. Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Moved and second, thank you. Any questions or comments? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. As you can tell, this is awkward as heck, and we're not smooth and polished in this because it's once a year kind of thing, so. Moving on from Pathfinder, we have Shazda. So do we have someone who would like to nominate somebody to be our Shazda rep and perhaps an alternate? Thank you, Fruit.
I nominate Mary Edens as primary rep and Brittany Bova as alternate.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations?
I nominate Reese Smith.
Excellent. Reese Smith
For which position?
Got right?
as the Shazda alternate?
Yes.
Yes.
As all.
Alternate. I will withdraw Brittany Bova as alternate.
Fantastic. If that's okay with you, Brett.
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you. So, are there any other nominations? If not, this is enjoyable, isn't it? So, okay. If there's no other nominations, then I'll close if there's no other nominations, I will close nominations and now entertain a motion to have the Shazda rep and the alternate for you to discuss.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Congratulations, Mary, and congratulations, Brady. Congratulations, Reese. Congratulations, Mary. Thank you. Parkway West. Let's see if we can make this go more smoothly. Any nominations for Parkway West representative for primary and alternate?
I would like to nominate Joe Apple for primary and George Hunchar for the alternate.
An excellent nomination. Thank you. Any other nominations? If not, I'll close nominations and I'll entertain a motion to approve Directors Apple and Hanchar as our Parkway West representatives.
So moved. Second.
Moved and second. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Thank you. That's the next.
The last one, we got it right. Not the last, second to last one. So foundation, any nominations for a foundation representative for the board?
I mean, I'll step in and do it.
Okay. Would you be willing to be an alternate if?
Oh, yes, that's fine.
That's absolutely.
Out of my.
I'll nominate Mary, and if the two of you are willing to do that, awesome. I'll nominate Mary as a representative for the foundation. Any other nominations? If not, I'll close nominations. I'll entertain a motion to approve Mary and Brittany as our foundation representatives.
So moved.
Moved and second. Thank you. Any questions or discussion? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you all. Tony, am I missing any? Okay. The rest of the stuff is somewhat administrative, but we have meeting dates for 2026. The administration put out a proposed calendar. Motion to approve the meeting dates for 2026. Yeah, that's, I just misread that. Thank you very much. Can you tell me who wants to? Okay, so the official newspaper for legal advertising, we have the Post Gazette as the official newspaper. Do we have a motion to use?
I
the
so
Post
move.
Gazette? Thank you, George. Second to Leanne. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments or discussion? Not the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carried. Okay, now, board meeting calendar, which the administration has provided. I'll entertain a motion to approve the board calendar for 2026.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Not the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries. All right, district solicitor, we are looking to reappoint Anderson Price as our school district solicitor. Do I have a motion for that item? And delinquent tax collector. Thank you for clarifying. Do I have a motion for that item?
So moved.
Moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you. Any questions or comments? Not will vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries.
And then, Mr. Andrews, thank you all for your continued confidence in our legal services, and look forward to working with you for another year. Thank you very much.
If you could just get them to get rid of Robert's rules, everything would be great, Tony. I'll hire you
I'll
forever.
get to work right on that.
As smoothly as that came out of my mouth, how could you possibly want to change that? Any other questions or comments before we look to adjourn the reorganization meeting? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the reorganization.
I so move.
Moved. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? The reorganization meeting is adjourned. This one. Yes. Yes. Well said. Good enough. All right, so we will now call to order, Keith, per your lead. Emulating your approach. I now call to order the legislative and voting meeting for the Carlington School District Board of Directors. If we could have a roll call vote for the board, that would be great. Roll call. Great.
Director Apple?
Here.
Director Bova? Here. Director Evans? Here. Director Honchar?
Here.
Director O'Brien? Here. Director Puskar? Here. Director Schreiber?
Here.
Director Smith?
Here.
And Director Gillespie is not.
She is trying to be here for work commitment. Okay. All right, so I will report that we had an executive session prior to this meeting where we discussed personnel matters, real estate, and general informational matters. And I'll turn to Dr. Crater for the superintendent report.
Thank you, President Schreiber. This evening, the board is taking action on an agreement that supports one of the most important elements of what we do, and that is student safety. The agreement under consideration is a participation with Bus Patrol, who is a nationally recognized vendor in safety in regard to buses. And it is also an agreement that it goes in cooperation with our transportation provider with Monarch. Through this program, all buses that transport students both to and from Carlington School District schools will be equipped with a stop arm enforcement camera, which is designed to detect and deter drivers who illegally pass stopped school buses. So this includes in our fleet 28 school buses that take students to and from Carlington schools. Basically, here's how it works. When the bus comes to a stop and the red flashing lights are deployed and the stop arm comes out, there's cameras that are equipped on the school buses, and at that time, those cameras begin to film. In the event that we would have a violation of that running through a school bus stop sign, then that video surveillance then captures that person, captures their license plate number and as many details about that vehicle as possible. Then that information is sent to Bus Patrol secured servers, and from those servers then of our 4 municipalities, depending on where that violation is, whether it's in Carnegie, Grafton, Scott, or Robinson Township. No.
You know, we work with Barclay students?
It would not, it would go
Actually,
to,
they get on here and get off.
Right.
So there's no stop.
so there would be anything, right, you're right, there wouldn't be any stops. Right. So anywhere, if a violation occurs within any of those 4 municipalities, then those municipal police departments have the opportunity to view that footage and then decide whether or not they issue a citation. So the main component here that helps and assists our school bus drivers. Bus drivers right now, in addition to monitoring students on the bus, making sure that students board and disboard properly and safely. In the past, what they have to do is they have to record a lot of information about a vehicle that runs through a stop arm. They have to record a description of the person driving the vehicle. They have to describe the vehicle, make and model, give a year, color, everything that they possibly can recall about that incident, the time, the location, and then report that to their supervisor, who then reports that to the police to issue a citation. Then that school bus driver has to report to court, has to show up as a witness and perform testimony for that violation. This system then eliminates that whole process because everything is captured through video and then sent to the authorities. So at that point, issue the citation. Citation is paid. Then this program is fully funded by citation generated. So one of the important parts of the program is it does not cost the school district any money. In fact, the district can create a revenue stream should there be, in our particular case, more than 38 violations per month. Hopefully we don't get to 38 violations per month, but nonetheless, if it does, then the district could generate a revenue at that point. The whole point that when we started to take a look at this, however, was solely based on student safety. If we don't make a profit on this, we'll be happy because that indicates that our school buses and our school bus stops are safe. So the district recognizes that illegal passing of school buses occurs not only locally, but it also occurs nationwide, and it occurs way too often, and definitely creates safety issues for students and passengers of that school bus. Once again, no fees directed towards the district for the program. Also on the agenda is an MOU with Monarch Transportation, who agrees to allow bus patrol to put these devices on our school buses for the protection of our students. Once approved, bus patrol anticipates anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks to get the devices installed on each of our school buses. And at that time, actually starting tomorrow, we'll launch communication blitz out there just to inform our community as far as what the technology is, how it works, put up a frequently asked questions document on our webpage, along with some other information, and do a press release as well. So it's not just parents of our community that recognize that this equipment is on our buses, because most likely the offenders are not going to be parents that are sitting here this evening for sure, I know that. But anybody else in our community who violates the law in that regard. So it's an exciting program. We're very proud to host that and very appreciative of the board for their support. Also coming up, the fall play on December 11, 12, and 13, and also on Sunday the 14th, our students are preparing the production of A Christmas Chaos. This is a fast-paced comedy about a small theater company scrambling to put on a Christmas Carol after the professional cast suddenly cancels. With missing actors, last-second script changes, and absolute backstage mayhem, the company does everything they can to keep the show alive. It's a lighthearted look at live theater where things rarely go as planned, but the spirit of the season always pulls through with everyone. So I know that our students are excited to perform for our community. They are very hopeful that you will join them on December 11, 12, or 13. Those shows, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, are at 7 p.m. And then they also do a show on the 12th, or the 14th, I'm sorry, which is Sunday. That's at 2 p.m. So 11, 12, and 13, those shows are at 7 o'clock. On Sunday, the 14th, that's at 2 o'clock. Admission is $10 for adults, $5 for students and seniors. And tickets can be purchased starting on Monday here at the junior senior high school in the main office. And they can also be purchased at the door as well. So please join us for that festive, fun, and comedy type of event. It should be a great show. This evening, also, Mr. Bilby will provide an overview of the Act 1 timeline, highlight the key deadlines that will guide our work over the next few months and begin outlining several of the factors that influence our budget, that include many different things as far as revenue projection, expenditure trends, state and federal funding, and local tax implications. So I'll turn things over to Mr. Bilby to finish off that part of the report.
Thank you, Dr. Kreider. Well, tonight marks the formal starting of developing our 26-27 budget, and also 6 months of listening to me go over this exciting but very important process. So I thought the best place for us to start is to kind of give everybody a refresher and for some a new look at what exactly is Act 1, which is the law that governs the process of doing a school budget. So what exactly is Act 1? Act 1 is formally titled the Taxpayer Relief Act of 2006. It's a Pennsylvania law that sets clear rules for school district budgeting, establishes the maximum allowable tax increase, which we also know as the Act 1 index. It requires public notification and transparency of the budget and the process, and it sets strict deadlines for the preliminary budget work and final adoption. So part of that process is the initial discussing of the budget process. So in front of you, I know you have a lot of papers, there is a timeline for the Act 1, 26-27 budget process. What this budget is, or this timeline is a transparent budgeting process used by all Pennsylvania school districts. It clearly outlines the dates the states and school districts must follow, including deadlines for preliminary work, the public's notice, and the final adoption that has to be completed by June 30th of 2026. What we do with this is we take this timeline and we look at what needs to be completed with the timeline, and we build an internal timeline for the district itself. So basically what that will do is it will give us a specific timeline for the administrators to complete portions of the budget to ensure that we meet or exceed these timelines on this budget. So just basically wanted to give you this timeline. You can look it over. I'm not going to go through it. There's a lot of dates on there, and you're going to see a lot of dates that we're not going to have to go through, and we will explain that as we go through the process. So with the Act 1 index, this upcoming year, our district's Act 1 index is 4.4%, which represents the maximum amount of tax increase that we are permitted by law without any additional steps. Under Act 1, the district may only raise taxes above the index by either qualifying for a PD-approved exception or by placing a tax referendum on the ballot for voter approval. However, caveat this year, and something that was put into the state budget last year, is our district received a tax adequacy funding from the state. So basically what that does is it neglects or does not allow us to apply for the PD exceptions. So basically what they did is they gave us some money up front to offset anything that we possibly could get from the exception. So with us accepting that, we will not be going out for exceptions. What that means is we're going to have to pass a resolution, as you'll see in the January on the timeline, that basically states that we will not exceed that 4.4% increase or index. So if we were to raise taxes, we could not go higher than 4.4%. And that's all that means. I will be coming to you in January with a resolution for you to approve for that. And then throughout the process, we're just going to continue monitoring the financial conditions, maintain transparency with regular budget updates to the board and the public. And what this will happen is during our committee meetings in January, February, March. So we'll be going through and hearing a lot as we build this budget together. We anticipate this proposed final budget to be completed in May with a final budget approval in June, which aligns to all of the board meeting minutes or meeting dates that we had set earlier. Real quick, real general. So any questions, any concerns? It's gonna be a big process. I know there's gonna be a lot of new faces, and we're gonna go through this step by step.
I can quickly answer, especially for the new members. This took a long time to get my head wrapped around it, but this Act 1 that he talked about was a good thing from a governmental standpoint. It prevented school districts from just going and spending huge sums of money and jacking up their local tax rates, crushing local taxpayers, so that's a really good thing. The downside is districts have the ability to spend as much money as they want. They can commit in contract as much as they want, but they can't necessarily bring in the revenue to support that. So you can get yourself in a lot of trouble very quickly if you're not careful. So that's the downside of this regulation. Fortunately, this district, even before me and all of our colleagues here, has been good about staying within their boundaries. The effect that this has is you can't go above the index that rate changes each year unless you go up to the taxpayer and say, hey, we want that money. And that's either never been successful or virtually never been successful in the history of Pennsylvania, if I recall correctly. So it just doesn't happen. So that means that we have to be very careful of the money we spend because we can't go crazy because we can't just bring the revenue. So the last thing I'll quickly say is that the thing that the state asks you to do is make a decision every January. Are you committing as a district that you're going to stay at or below that index? Or is there a possibility you're going to go above it? Or try to ask for exceptions? And every year that I've been here, we've always said, we don't plan on going above the index, we're planning on staying within that. So that gives you a couple of extra months. You don't have to have your budget ready until April or May. If you are going to do that, you have to submit the budget in January.
We have to submit in February a preliminary.
But you have to make that declaration in January. The reason I'm long-windedly saying this is that we have to make a decision in January, so we have to have a meeting in January to make that decision and vote on it at the board. So there's been times when that decision wasn't, our board meetings didn't coincide with that state decision, so we have to adjust our meeting. So we just have to know that now, so we make sure we have a meeting of our board prior to that thing. So I will not shut up. Any other?
And just with that, I mean, we have looked at the board meetings and we have set up our timeline so that we should never have to go through, have any additional meetings besides.
It's also worth re-emphasizing that the district has to present a balanced budget, and that can mean drawing from a fund balance, but we try not to do that. But we also have to have it done by the end of June, unlike the state. I mean, they're supposed to have it around what they don't, which really makes it difficult for,
It does make it difficult.
for Mr. Bealby and Dr. Kreider, because we aren't getting the funding. It's due to the district. So my gratitude to you both for managing finance of this district so that we didn't have to borrow money in anticipation of receipts or anything.
Any questions for the newbies and Keith? Others? Okay. A lot of time to work. Okay.
No further information from the superintendent report.
All right, awesome. We will turn to our committee reports and our newly minted committee representatives. You can share your updates. Director Apple, is there anything like Parkway you want to share?
There's no December meeting for Parkway, but I would just like to reach back to our last legislative meeting, thank the board for its support of Parkway West in the recognizing that it's a valuable resource and part of our school district as well, in voting in favor of purchase of the district at college property and also the financing, which will not go forward because it had to be approved by all 12 sending districts. So it's not going to happen, but I think it's really important that our district and our board stepped up and said we believe that it's something that's important to us. So again, my gratitude for that.
Pathfinder, Director Hunchar, any update on Pathfinder?
Thank you, Jim. At our last meeting, we still have the enrollment at 83. I sent to all of you and I'll send to the new school board members. This is a facilities improvement study that HSTR Architects did for us. We had a facilities manager, Rob Lostetter, who was the facilities manager for many years, and he had in his head, all of the needs for improvements in all the nooks and crannies of Pathfinder. And then we got David Maxey, who's the facilities manager for Pathfinder, and Sunrise, and Mon Valley. So he authorized this. It cost us $15,000. But I just want to tell you, please read it, because if you'll see the priority. We talk about, we have 3 campuses in Carleton, but we also have Parkway and we have Pathfinder. And get this, their priority 1 improvements of Pathfinder totaled from 10 to almost $12 million. It's an old building from '66, so as things get older, things break down. So just think about it. It's not just our 3 campuses we have to worry about and improve, but Pathfinder also, almost $12 million. And just priority 1, there's other priorities. So, we still need 6 personal care assistants. These are the ones that are one-on-one with some of our most special needs kids. So if you know of anybody, if you have a good heart, please apply. We still need 3 paraprofessionals. We still need 1 teacher. You wonder how we're almost halfway through the year, but those teachers and those workers at Pathfinder are just so wonderful that they've made up for our deficiencies. But if you know anybody that needs work to work with these wonderful, wonderful kids at Pathfinder, please call Megan at Pathfinder. Thank you. That's it, Jim.
Thank you, George. And George, if you have written, you can connect offline and
Yes,
just share
I'm gonna
notes
send it
and
to them. Yeah.
You'll know the schedule when their meetings are and just George can fill you in and bring it.
What's your list? Like this.
So for Shasta, we have, I guess, Dr. Evans and Dr. Smith will be doing Shasta going forward. Dr. Kreider, any updates you can share with them, or?
Not at this time, no, hasn't been any.
So if, reason where if you can connect with Dr. Kreider and they'll understand the schedule. They don't meet every month, but there's occasional meetings, there's usually some rich papers, and it's good to connect with the other districts in the area, so it's a nice. Any other comments? Legislative PSBA, do you have a report for our brand new rep?
I do not have a
It's been 10
I can
minutes.
pontificate all the time that I want.
If you'd like, I can do that, okay.
I'll restrict.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you for stepping in to do that. Our foundation representative, you can talk to Chris and get up to speed and we'll go from there. So, any foundation?
No.
Any questions on any committee reports tonight? If not, we'll move on. Our student representatives. Rose Jackson, hello, welcome back.
Glad to be back.
Hello, my name is Rose Tycho, and I'm the student representative for the senior class.
I'm Jackson Key, and I'm the representative for the junior class.
We are very honored to be able to sit here tonight and highlight student concerns and basically what probably people are facing and students do outside of school.
So on November 19th, 2025, from 7 to 8 p.m., our annual Powerpuff game drew a large number and a very enthusiastic crowd, ranging from students at CHS, parents and players, or members of the community. Like every year, the event collects staff and students for a fun evening of school spirit and friendly competition between the grade levels. The girls brought energy and teamwork to their teams, showing great sportsmanship and passion in a sport they may not be familiar with. At the concession stand, there were nachos, homemade caramel cookies, fizzy beverages, and even hot cocoa to keep warm. It was a chilly night, but they still pulled through, and the stadium was loud nonetheless.
A few days after, on November 21st, students in school participated in the Thanksgiving early in the morning, and they were able to show their cheerfulness and community engagement. And so this encouraged students to be able to give back to their community through service and contributing to creating donations and crafts for the holiday season. And students were able to indulge in several activities, lots including but there was creating bouquets for nursing homes and baking, and Miss Urbanik, if you know who Miss Urbanik is, and card making is over.
As for our new business here, upcoming events, students are already, even though we haven't really gotten back from Thanksgiving break, looking forward to Christmas break. Before the break begins, there is an upcoming half day the day before break, which seems insane for me to say, considering there hasn't been one of those in my time in the district. Before the break begins, there's no, I already read that. The student government, junior high student council, as well as other clubs and organizations plan to hold an event at which students travel to the auditorium to watch. At last year's show, there was a masked singer game and a trivia game. This year, this will be returning, and both students and teachers will have a chance to be up on stage to play the games. This will kick off the long and well-deserved break, celebrating the season by building school spirit and excitement.
And members of the NHS Executive Board have previously declared the NHS theme for this year to be contributing and volunteering at children's hospitals. And so they talked about upcoming events that they kind of have in mind and that they've been thinking about reaching out to employers. And they have talked about a telethon with the KDK and UPMC Children's Hospital that it's usually annual and does it every year. And it's called the Carefree Fun Telethon. And it's held on December 18th, I believe. And they are able to send several students down or individuals down that are willing to help out, pick up phones to that like people call and people donate and give support to the patients in the hospital. And individuals can call and give a one-time gift of any amount or spread their generosity throughout the year of monthly donations to kind of reach out to families in need. And these donations obviously can cover the cost of expenses associated with the care for the children and patients. So more information will be provided on that, but it's an exciting event.
I would like to say, both of us are on that exec board. I would like to give Rose a lot of credit for coming up with the idea mainly and spearheading this whole thing. Considering I'm just the treasurer.
And also seniors, Johnson, a company that manufactures our yearbooks, class rings, and graduation apparel, will be visiting the school on December 6th, or on December 8th. And seniors receive packets that allow them to buy their necessities for graduation early on. And since Johnson's will be visiting, they'll kind of have an opportunity to talk to them and be able to buy those caps and gowns at the lowest price that they can get them. So they should definitely not miss that deal because it's a major price difference.
One of the longest running and one of the most prestigious programs in the United States, the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, have reopened and are allowing applicants to start submitting their work. Students in grades 7 through 12, if planning to submit anything, must submit their work for, I'm guessing, like, analysis on December 19th, 2025, and January 7th, 2026. Don't miss the deadlines. Winners can receive regional and national awards and recognition for their creativity, as well as getting an opportunity to receive scholarships. As for the honor pouches, since it was requested that we have an update on student outlook on them, Some students have stated that they feel that they've grown to simply accept the rule as the year goes on, as they feel they don't have much of a choice, so there's no point in fighting. They do, however, wish there was some flexibility as the year progresses and as an increase in engagement furthers. They hope allowing pouches to be open during lunch or study hall may be considered. Whether they want to admit it or not, it is evident that there has been a difference in the engagement and motivation in the classroom.
However, some students have admitted that they kind of feel a lack of motivation when they get home, and their phone has a heightened rebound effect than ever before. And they've stated that they haven't felt so drawn to their phones once they get home as they do currently, because of not being able to touch it since it's in the pouch all day. So they see their notifications flood in and their messages pile up, and they feel kind of this dopamine drive pull that overrides the intentions they have to tackle those assignments and study for those tests. So it's kind of common to see that students can feel like they've already done enough work at school whenever they get home, or they're kind of out of academic energy. But obviously there's a whole diverse perspective on the matter, and obviously positives and negatives overall.
I would say, like, as many of you are aware, I was one of the first people here, like, being staunch against the policy. As it stands right now, coming from my own perspective, I have definitely seen a difference. I understand the importance of this program and this procedure. I would say that this shouldn't be our end goal, but it is definitely a step in that direction, because yeah, the phones are a problem in the classroom, I will admit it. And we need to find a way to get to the optimum ideal of that, and I think this is a decent step in the right direction.
Great feedback.
The Jackson and Rose Winter concert.
The winter concert is the 18th. I wish I had time for that, but I don't have time yet for everyone I need to be there, so. That's all we have.
Okay, I appreciate those reports, and I really appreciate the perspective of the honor pouches. I think the entire board was not in love with it as a perfect solution, but we all knew that there was a problem, and I think the community sort of broadly agreed, and we agreed to try and experiment, and I appreciate your perspective in approaching it as a logic puzzle to say, how do we solve this complex problem? And maybe there's room for evolution of that approach, but I appreciate your perspective and great. Thank you.
It's all really trial and error, I think, it's only the first step, so give it a try.
There will be many years after this one when we can evolve and change.
Rose, did I hear that you're soliciting donations for Children's Hospital? Okay.
Any questions for our student representative reports? If not, we can move on. Now is the time when we invite the public to ask any questions about agenda items for the meeting. So Dr. Taylor, anyone signing up to ask questions for agenda items? None? None, all right. So thank you, we will move on. Now we in section 4, we'll look at minutes from previous meetings. I'll entertain a motion to approve minutes from our November 18th meeting.
I so moved.
Moved second, thank you very much. Any questions or comments? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Under section 5, finance, we have 1, 2, 3 items. I'll entertain a motion to approve those 3 items under section 5.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded, thank you very much. Any questions or comments? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Under section 6, personnel, we've got a single item. I'll entertain a motion to approve that item under section 6.
Second.
Moved and seconded, thank you very much. Any questions or comments? Not will vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Section 7, student activities. There is a single item under 7.1, presentation. We have a presentation. We don't need a motion to approve.
Hopefully it works. What's that? Yeah, it was. It's not on.
Okay, we're just doing a real
They have, yeah, you want me to turn the board as well? I know you have that, right?
Yeah, we have.
Okay. So, again, thank you for letting me come and present. It says presentation on Huddle. What it is, it's online ticketing. That's the direction that a lot of districts are moving into. Of course, with the cell phones, with technology, a lot of districts are moving to digital ticketing. So I want to back up, and again, if there's any questions at all during the presentation, just stop me and ask, because a lot of this is second nature to me. But again, for most people, it might not be. What Huddle is our software program that our teams have that film, it's Film Exchange. It's the films that we send to colleges. You see in the gym and also down at Honest Wagner, we have the cameras mounted there so that the games are automatically filmed in the coaches. And I brought this up. All of our teams are listed here on the left-hand side. So the film, as soon as the game's over, I have a program, and the game, it goes right into the coach's library, so the coach can watch film in the locker room, technically, if they want to. Exchange film, football, basketball, soccer, all of our sports, exchange film on your upcoming opponents. Whenever you go to the playoffs, it's required to exchange this film. So that's what Huddle is, and again, you see recruiting, we can share, we can look up any college in the country that we want to, we can send our kids films, we can exchange, we have pools set up. Again, this is what Huddle is. Now, Huddle Fan is another program that they just came out with. A lot of you are familiar with. During COVID, we went with the NFHS network cameras, where you could buy a subscription, watch any game that you wanted to on the NFHS network. Well, now Huddle has gone to a program where it's called Huddle Fan, where you can watch, we can stream through those cameras all of our contests, and you can see right here, these are just some highlights from our girls basketball scrimmage last week. So all of our schedules are on here, all of our team schedules, film, and you'll see all the way on the right-hand side where it says ticketing. So that's a new feature, again, that's included in our package that we already have. So we already have a Huddle subscription, and so Huddle Fan, which I talked about streaming all the games, is included in the package already, and Huddle ticketing. So it's already something that we are paying for. It's just extra features that I would like to utilize. And you can see, I put a presentation together, and also I have this, you have a printout of this Google Doc as well. So a lot of schools are going to online ticketing, right? I talked about that at the beginning, because it's the convenience of having things on your phone, and any playoff game, WPIAL or PIAA playoffs, you have to buy your tickets online. With those tickets, with the purchase of a ticket come fees, right? Because somebody has to make money. So if you see in your packet, there are fees associated, and I will get to a promotion that they're offering later in my presentation. As you see, so our tickets right now, we currently charge $5 for adult, $2 for student. We've been doing that since 2015, okay? And I'll come back to the fees. We've stayed the same since 2015 with our ticket prices. Now, the money from ticket sales comes back to us to pay officials. And again, officials' fees go up every year. Tournaments, so we're paying to go to wrestling tournaments, the basketball tournaments, the track meets. Those prices go up every year. However, we've stayed the same with our ticketing fees. So Huddle charges $1 per ticket plus a transaction fee, as you can see on the information that I passed out to you. Along with digital ticketing, and again, I know I'm bouncing around a little bit and I can answer questions at the end, but along with the digital ticketing for all of our athletic events, we can go and use this program for the school musical, the play, anything that we sell tickets and collect money for, we can use this software. So you see there, again, there are transaction fees, our season passes right there, that's what we're charging currently, so $35 for 10 basketball games. And again, this is just the winter. And for 7 swim meets, we charge $25 plus fees. So after those fees, it's still gonna come in cheaper than it would be to buy individual tickets with cash at the gate for all of these events. We still have to have cash on hand at the gate, or there was a recent, something was passed recently, correct?
It was in the state budget code, yeah.
So you still have to, again, because you can't make everybody buy a ticket online if somebody doesn't have the capability to do that. But we do get a lot of people that come to our contests and still realize that our ticket fees are what they are and that we do not accept credit cards or online ticketing. So I think a lot more of these schools are going this route. The benefits of this, and again, I can jump back to my presentation, but the benefits are the cash handling, right? All of the money at the end of each contest has to go. I lock it up in a safe, or if I'm at the stadium, we have other areas where we put the cash. Security with digital ticketing. We have a lot of kids that buy tickets, that lose their tickets, and again, provide a modern, convenient experience for families. Instant financial reports. So every event that we run, we can pull up on the back end of Hudl and see how many tickets we sold, how much money was generated, and it makes things much easier on that end as well. Quick online ticket purchasing, and I can show you real quick after this how you go about buying these tickets. And again, once you buy a ticket, there's a QR code on your phone, and we scan it, and you come in the door right away. So I know with some football games, we get some lines that pile up, especially during the homecoming. Everybody comes in after the parade, wants to buy tickets, and then go through. This way, we can just scan every ticket, as they come through the gate. Season pass options, again, that's something that I really want to push because it's going to save everybody money. And then that way people just have it on their phone, they'll be able to scan at the gate for every event. Again, it's very easy, and I can show you real quick on, so if you go to buy it, so on Hudl Fan, again, this will be embedded into our CarlsonAthletics.com. If you want to buy passes, you just click. If you want to buy a boys basketball pass, get passes, however many you want. Say I want 1 pass, okay, down there, fees right there, and checkout. So after fees, $39.18, which is still, again, cheaper than the $50 that you would pay in cash if you come to every game. Now, what really, and again, all of our games are already loaded in there because it talks right with our scheduling in Hudl. One of the benefits and one of the reasons that I decided to look into this was they're running a promotion. So 75% of all transaction fees, so this would be for next school year. So if we're able to work out the kinks this year, next school year, 75% of all transaction fees are returned to the school. So they charge $1 transaction fee. So every ticket that we would sell from fall sports, winter sports, musicals, plays, anything, we get 75 cents back off every single ticket that's sold. So, for instance, Central Catholic went to this year, their first game of the year, they played Pine Richland, huge game. They got $3,000 back to their school just based off of 1 game, just because of the promotion that Hudl was running. And again, I talked to them about we have to, and thanks to Al, who was able to give me the diagram of the seating chart of the auditorium. They're able to just load that right into their program so people can go on and select what seats they want for plays, musicals, and whatnot right now. But again, when I saw this promotion with 75 cents for every ticket back to the school, This is definitely whenever I started to dive in and really research what it is that Huddle ticketing entails, that's already included in our package that we have. So I know I went quick and I jumped around a little bit, but any questions, obviously, I'm open to answer.
So,
Yeah.
you're saying that I'm going to paperless ticketing, the prices to the fan are going to be less.
The price of the fan is going to be higher because of the fees that are associated with it. Like, if you go to a concert or you go to a Steeler game or you go to anything and you buy a ticket online, there's fees that come with it.
Okay.
Right.
Right. So, but then you're going to have like if you have an iPhone, Apple Watch, maybe download.
Yep.
Do we have to have scanners?
So I have the iPads, I have everything set up already, and the company also sent me credit card scanners free of charge to, if we want to test things out. And again, everything's included with our package already, so they sent 2 credit card scanners. We have iPads with an app that's downloaded on it, and we just simply scan a QR code when folks come through the door.
Nate, so this year, we're paying, adults are paying $5, students $2. What's the cost?
And again, it would stay, my recommendation would be to keep those fees the same right now through the winter, because the fees associated with each ticket are gonna be on top of that, which is gonna be, it's gonna be different for some folks.
Okay.
But move down the line, if we wanna get up, most schools charge 6 for adults and 4 for students. So we're still a little bit behind, and again, to try to generate some revenue, again, the 75% return to us is what really sparked my interest in this. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that there still has to be, like cash on site, so will there still be the option to buy a ticket in person?
Yes.
Or just a regular for like $5?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not one of those things where we wanna advertise that we have online ticketing, but we also, come pay cash. When I talked to the company, I reached out to them with some of my concerns, and they said you could, if you wanted to, try it out for the winter sports, where you could advertise it to the visiting teams and to other members of the public where, hey, we have digital ticketing, where our folks can still come and pay $2 and $5 at the gate if they have to, if they need to. But again, most districts are going in this direction with digital ticketing.
Other questions? Just to clarify, you're saying ticket prices, still has to be an option because of the state's telling us that.
Correct.
You're looking at pricing stays the same.
And again, that would be, it could be, you still have the cash option, but all ticket, again, I know a neighboring district does this, they have the cash option, but it's $7 regardless if you're an adult or a student. Because they still have the option of buying a ticket at the gate, but all tickets are $7.
I guess, thinking out loud, the events are for the fans, and if we can make them more affordable for fans, that's a good thing. So I don't see, I don't know what my colleagues think, but I don't see sporting events or artist events as money makers for us. We're not in the business to make money, we gotta cover our costs. And so my personal opinion is I'm fine with leaving our pricing as it is. I like the idea of adding digital for convenience, for people that wanna do it, people that wanna buy an annual pass, that's great. But having the local cash option feels convenient and it fits different people and their preferences, so that's my personal opinion. I see you nodding your head a little bit.
No, nothing, just similar feelings about that today.
Okay, cool. Any other comment, disagreement, or?
Are season passes currently available if you pay cash?
They are, but again, that was so we were supposed to have our first winter event tonight, which the basketball game was postponed to next Monday, so kind of moving forward with the winter sports, do we launch? I have everything ready to go, and as you see in the packet, I have social media announcements, QR codes, everything ready to go for this. If we want to kind of pilot it for the winter sports, and then because next year is when that promotion, the 75-cent promotion will kick in.
I would not recommend, based on what we've learned from previous rollouts, that we talk about something tonight and roll it out tomorrow. That
Yeah.
doesn't tend to
No,
work
yeah.
well. My question is more related to, we're not offering folks a discount on season passes that's going to come back and bite us, and then we're not going to be able to cover our costs, right? So that currently exists.
So the price that I have up there right now for season passes is what, that's what we've charged the last 10 years for season passes and for adult and students. We try to push the passes as much as possible, and we tell all of our event workers to try to push that because it makes the most sense. But we still have a lot of folks that come and pay, every game. But again, and back to your point we have to, again, like I said, the official fees are going up every year, the tournament fees are going up every year. So to bring that additional, I think we have to look at trying to bring additional funds in to try to offset the balance of, everything else is getting more expensive than our ticket fees, which do bring in a lot of money for us, and that's where we draw from. It's kind of, we gotta try to close the gap on that.
I do think it's typical that when you go to sporting events and you buy your ticket at the gate, it's a one price. There's no student tickets available. I've never gone to a sporting event.
Right, just
There's a
like
lot
the
of
WPI
travel
and
basketball
PIAA
stuff, and it's just, you
Correct.
pay, this is your flat fee, whether it's 5 or it's 7 or it's whatever. So I think the fact that we still sell student tickets at the gate is unusual.
Agreed. And we're in the minority with
But
that.
a nice thing for our students, because a
Right,
$7
but they could buy it in
fee.
advance, like, that's what most schools do. If you buy it in advance, you can buy a student ticket at
Correct.
school. But at the gate, when you come to the gate and you buy it there, it is the flat fee, whatever the price is, doesn't matter if you're 5 or you're 35.
And we have student
That's very
passes.
typical.
We have student passes that we sell, obviously, but we push them in the fall because it doesn't make sense to sell them to somebody in the winter because it's not cost effective. Whereas we have them in the fall and we try to push them and they're $20 and it gets you into every athletic event in the entire year. Football, soccer, basketball, swimming, wrestling. So, and that is, a lot of schools do not sell student tickets at the gate, right? It's just, for your students, we want to try to push these student passes. And again, we could sell them for $10 and try to get it out there, like, listen, buy this and go to as many events as possible so you don't have to come to every single event and pay cash or buy a ticket for every individual game.
My constituency, retirees, gripe constantly about taxes and why do we need this and that. What's the turnout for the free admission? What percentage
For what?
accept that? Well, our retirees, I was under the impression that our retirees get them for free.
We do have that green and gold cards through the district,
Okay,
yes.
but
They have to contact central office in order to get that.
do you give out many of those? Dozens?
So
or
the
hundreds?
exact number that we give out, I know we have a spreadsheet that records that I can pull up
Okay.
and get that to you.
So one of the benefits that they're not taking part in is this free admission.
Yeah, that's over age 62.
We really need to advertise that more.
It's on the website, it's on the main page.
Yeah, but my constituency doesn't look at it.
Nate, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just curious, what's the fee, the dollar fee per ticket, and then how long are they locked in for that, or can they change that yearly?
That's a good question. This is what it is currently. And then again, these are just the fees that were given to me, so I'm not
Right,
sure.
so that's the current fee, so the 75% is a one-time, one-year deal, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Yeah.
But there is no contractual arrangement, they're locked into $1 for a certain period of time, they can change it yearly if they wanted to. That could be an issue, I think. Especially as credit card fees just seem to keep going up.
Right.
That's on top of the dollar. the addition.
Correct. Yeah, it's a percentage.
What is their percentage?
There is a, on a
On a credit card purchase?
Well, it's typically 2 to percentages.
Yeah, they have.
Swipe a card in person,
Yep.
one percentage, if you do it online.
say something?
Yep. They're on 2.9 and 2.7%,
Yeah.
30 cents and 5 cents.
So the question of are our ticket prices enough to cover our costs is knowable. And I think maybe Mr. Bealby, that's a you question at some point to eventually let us know, are the ticket prices currently covering the costs, or do we need to raise ticket prices in order to make sure that those costs are being covered? The question of when can we, should we implement this, it sounds like I don't hear anyone who's not in favor of this. I don't have a problem with soft launching it tomorrow. I do have a problem with this is the only way that you can purchase tickets
You're not allowed.
tomorrow. So
Yeah, you're not allowed to do
I
that.
think if you are pushing it out and saying this is available, that's great. But cash tickets are still available at the door.
So this is something we're able to do with that. Voting. Something we're able to do about voting.
So the only thing we would have to vote on would be a huddle agreement. But the huddle agreement, we already have with that, it comes with it.
It's already
So
included.
we've already approved the software. The only piece that the board would approve anything further is technically the board should be approving ticket prices for all athletic events, which we have not done because we haven't changed ticket prices in several years. So if we do look to increase ticket prices, that would be a board agenda item that we would put towards the board and have that pass as a motion.
But that would be something we would study first and see.
That's 100%. What I'd like to see is what our other school districts are charging.
I have that. I can get that.
But, correct, Coach Carter, to answer your question directly, I can say with a lot of certainty that we're not covering the costs of the program through our ticket. Because there's many things to take into consideration. Mr. Milson had mentioned that you know, referees, coaching, staff, that kind of stuff, that just running our facilities. When we have an event in the auditorium, very expensive to run the air conditioning, just keeping the place heated or air conditioned. And so, same thing with the gymnasium. Swimming pool especially is very expensive. So it'd be interesting to see the overall difference between that. We can run the numbers on that.
And I don't know that we need to get to one-to-one, like, because there are, you know, having athletics, having the arts is important as a district, and so our tax dollars should be going to support those things. But there is a degree of second-degree price discrimination of, I want to go to an athletic event, and therefore I'm willing to pay to go to an athletic event that we may want to capitalize on to a certain degree, but won't be able to cover it.
So broad support for enabling digital ticketing, and then some caution, some legitimate caution around how we approach it, but broad support, everybody?
I think we need to be very transparent about the fees, because it is an effective price increase.
If it's an option, you're simply paying for the convenience. If we maintain all of our regular prices.
Right, but it still says it needs to be
Agreed.
very helpful. We'll do that. I'm glad we're not cost of things. Yeah. Right.
Some of those fees are.
Yeah.
Any other questions for me?
Okay, Wilson, thank you, thanks.
Last section on our agenda, section 8, policies, we have one item for motion, and motion for that single item under section 8. Thank you. Second, any questions or comments? Vote, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Old business, any direction to the old business in the permit? New business, any direction to the new business that we discuss? Not open forum, so Dr. Taylor, anybody in the audience sign up for open forum?
Yes, Tammy Poplar.
Tammy?
That's me.
Hi.
The Crafton Elementary PTA has gotten some questions about the early dismissal time specifically for December 23rd. So currently, the board approved document that's on the calendar, that's on the website, on the back, says that the upper school is dismissing at 11:30 and that the elementary school is dismissing at 12:30. And then recently, the email blast that Dr. Taylor sent out bumped both of those times up by an hour. And so I first wanted to question if the new times were correct. Second, if those new times are correct, just what steps were taken to get those changes made, because I don't recall them coming through this forum. And then lastly, when would we expect the calendar to be updated on the website, since it's currently referencing board approval from February?
We can update the calendar. I know that Dr. Taylor worked with the building level principals to work on the early dismissal schedule for that day, and taking things into consideration as far as the events and the assemblies and different things that they had planned. Principals found it best to move it at 10:30 for the secondary and 11:30 for the elementary level, to make those adjustments. But yeah, we can make that change on the calendar.
Sorry, I just think the other part of that question was, if that was able to be changed without board approval then?
It's not a change to, it's not a change to the date or to the schedule, it's yeah. So at that point,
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we would feel it.
On the website, on the web calendar, it has the times at 10:30, 11:30. On the PDF, that was on page 2 from probably last December, it probably says something with Rachel put 11:30, 12:30.
The PDF that was given at the beginning of the school year to everybody says 12:30 though, it's on my calendar. So that's a huge, just so you guys are aware, that's a huge change for families, because when I saw your email, like, I plan to work a half a day now to figure out what do I do now, because 11:30 might seem like an hour, but that's actually a huge change, because I'd have to leave like my side of town in order to get over here, so that is a huge change for families to make with a very little notice for people who may not have read that, because the form that was handed out at the beginning of the school year says 12:30 on it. And that document itself says it's a board approved document, and I guess that's where we were getting questions. But that's still what's listed on the website. Yeah, having attended these meetings, I knew that it hadn't been discussed.
Yeah, I think just being the variation of the hour and still having the day, we didn't feel necessarily needed the board approval.
Feedback I'm hearing is that even though it seems like a small change, that it's a big impact on families, so we should just be mindful of that when we're making adjustments. Communicate it early.
Said there was one issue about everything. And they also were not very much. They do that, so now we don't have very much. Just try and move along, just so everyone knows, if you keep it at 12:30, I think this was the first time the district talked about doing early dismissal. If you keep it at 12:30, the problem is then you have to fit everyone in for lunch before they leave, and it's really hard to do that. So if you go back an hour, then you don't have to serve lunch at all. I don't know how at 12:30 you could fit all the lunches in before they have to leave.
Anyone else sign up for questions, Dr. Taylor?
No.
Board members, any open forum questions? If not, for the second time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. Moved and seconded, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carried, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah.